This Instant Pot demo is for smothered pork chops with potatoes. Aside from your Instant Pot, you will need a trivet, and if you're using a sling, that's great because you're going to need something to hold the potatoes, but you can put it right on the trivet. You'll also need some sort of hard spatula to scrape the bottom. For ingredients, you need 4 pork chops and 6 slices of bacon, 2 pounds of potatoes. I'm using German butter potatoes here, fairly small, around 1 cup of onion. I've got my token garlic here that I always put in the videos, but I don't use it because I'm sensitive, but I know this recipe would be great with garlic. You'll need some herbs. I'm using rosemary and thyme that are dried, 1 teaspoon of each. If you use fresh, would be great, but just use a tablespoon of each because you'll need a bit more. The salt and pepper will be for the pork chops before they're seared. A few drops of hot sauce, or more if you like it. 2 tablespoons of a soy type sauce. 1 cup of broth of your choice, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. The first thing we'll want to do is to set the Instant Pot to saute. It will likely have a preset. Mine's preset for 20 minutes. It really doesn't matter. There needs just to be enough time to saute some bacon and then sear your meat. Chop your bacon into lardons and add them to the Instant Pot. No need for oil. Now take your salt and your pepper and liberally salt and pepper the pork chops on one side and then flip them over and do the other side. Let's check on the bacon now. It should be starting to render the fat, get a little bit crispy, but not too crispy. And some bits will be stuck to the bottom now. So let's add in the cup of onion, or if you'd like more, go ahead. And as that onion cooks, it's going to release some juices and help get some of the bits off the bottom. But we will be deglazing this pan. Now take out the bacon and onion mixture and put that into a bowl. Use a slotted spoon here. Sorry, I forgot to mention that you'll need a slotted spoon at the beginning. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to keep the fat in the pot. Take your pork chops and put them into the Instant Pot and get a good sear on both sides. While your pork chops are searing, cut your potatoes in half or in thirds. It really depends on the size of the potatoes that you are using. These organic German butter potatoes are really fantastic and are great with this gravy. So get them piled on and then add your spices to your onion and bacon mixture. Now take the soy sauce and add it to the broth. Then take the broth mixture and add a little bit of hot sauce, or maybe you like a lot. Once you've done that, pour half of that liquid mixture into your bacon and spices mixture. Give that a bit of a mix. And your pork chops should be seared by now, so you're going to want to remove them And now we need to deglaze the pan with the other half of the liquid mixture. So I've set cancel on my Instant Pot, which you can do now or after you've deglazed. Now just make sure that there's nothing left on the bottom. Now add 1/3 of the bacon and onion mixture into the pot. Take a couple of your pork chops and add them to the pot. Then you're going to see me dump the remainder of the bacon mixture on top, but actually that was a bit of a mistake. No biggie, it still turned out, but we want to do this in thirds. So it should be 1/3 of the mixture on top of the first layer of pork chops, and then the final third of bacon mixture on top of the next layer of pork chops. Now place a trivet on top, and if you have a pot or if you're just putting your potatoes directly on the trivet, that's fine. So we want to make sure that potatoes are on top and that nothing is going to impede the steam from coming out. Now make sure that your valve is set to sealing, not venting. Press your button or a dial if you have it like mine, to pressure cook. We want to pressure cook this on high for 5 minutes. And that's it. Now go ahead and press start so that we can get cooking. Your little valve will start popping up and down. Probably take about 15 minutes, and once it pops up, you're off to the races. Once it beeps and it's finished, let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then go ahead and release the pressure manually. Boy, that smells good. Now it's time to get this baby open. Sorry about the steam on the screen. I'm telling you, this really smells good. Okay, time to take everything out of the Instant Pot. Potatoes, the trivet, as well as the pork chops. I'm going to test the pork chops just to see the temperature inside, but did you know that pork chops only need to reach 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 62 or so degrees Celsius? After 5 minutes, these potatoes are done. You are just going to love this sauce. And now I'm going to set my Instant Pot to saute. I want this sauce to get bubbling so I can add in the cornstarch and thicken it up. So take your cornstarch and add the 1/4 cup of vinegar. Then add the mixture to your Instant Pot. Let it bubble a little bit, give it a few stirs, and it should thicken up pretty quickly. Okay, so hit cancel on the Instant Pot, and we need to get this plated. All right, I've whipped up a salad here because we really need some fresh greens. And that's it. Just need to plate it and douse it with this gorgeous sauce. It really is killer, and honestly, it sounds a little strange to have vinegar in there, but it would not work without the vinegar. I had some of this sauce on rice a couple of days later, and it was so good too. Enjoy.